Okay, hopefully we're starting to trot by now, right? Maybe a little skipping. Our next foot that we're going to put in front of ourselves is the denial of service testing. Now, we can start this off simply by testing for SQL wildcard attacks. Simply creating a query that does not return a result and includes several wildcards, thereby confusing the service and offering up application information. We can also go through and test that an account does indeed lock after a certain number of failed-in login attempts. You would really want to drill into the application, see if you can find any places where the application discloses the differences between a valid and an invalid login. We then want to go through and perform a buffer overflow test. We accomplish this by analyzing manually the source code and submitting a range of inputs with varying links to the application to see if we can see any overflow points. Next, we'd want to test for user-specified object allocation, where we're looking for the maximum number of objects that an application can handle. We typically do this by looking for places where numbers can be submitted as a name/value together that would be used by the application code, and try to set the value to an extremely large numeric value and see if the server continues to respond to this flood of numeric values. We can also automate this by using a script of sort to automate this submission process. We can also go through and enter an extremely large numeric value in the input field that it's used by the application as a loop counter. And speaking of scripts, I forgot to mention that we could use also a script to automate the creation of a ton of sessions with a server and look for any type of session management errors that might actually pop up. And you would also want to see if there's a proper release of resources. Again, applications are using resources. Do they let go of them when they're done using them? And that's going to be something we got to look at the code as well. And again, what we're looking for here is, since we're talking about denial of service, is any time that we are able to take the web application and affect either the app, slow it down, or the web server and slow it down, or even bring it to a standstill.